How's it going, everyone? My name is Joshua McDonald, and today I want to talk about the best paid CDL training companies here in 2026 so you guys can get your trucking career start off on the right foot with some great paid training companies. So if you want to become a truck driver, but you don't have the money laying around for a paid CDL school, this video is exactly for you. So today we're breaking down the best paid CDL training companies, also known as company-sponsored CDL programs. So basically, all in all, these are trucking companies that pay for your CDL training or cover the upfront cost and then hire you as a driver once you pass. So this is a great option for people who don't want to pay for CDL training and want a guaranteed job straight out of trucking school. Now, let's be clear right up front. Paid CDL training is not free money. It's a career investment with a contract attached. But for many new drivers, especially those starting from zero, these programs are the fastest and most realistic path into trucking. So in today's video, I'll explain how paid training works, the top companies offering paid training, and the pros and cons of each company as well, and who these programs are the best for, and also rookie mistakes that can cost drivers thousands with these kind of programs. So by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which paid CDL training companies are worth your time specifically and which ones won't fit into your situation. So let's jump right into it. So first off, what is paid CDL training? Paid CDL training means a trucking company either covers the entire cost of your CDL tuition upfront with a private school, or they train you themselves through an in-house program. In exchange for that training, you will agree to work for that company for a set amount of time, usually for about 1 to 2 years. There's some 9-month contracts, some 12, some 15. It really just depends on which company you go with. Now, if you want to leave early, you may owe them your tuition back. And this is often anywhere from $4,000 to $7,000. I've seen it all the way up to $15,000, depending on the company. So this setup really benefits both sides, the company and the future potential driver. The company gets a trained driver and you get a CDL without paying cash upfront out of your pocket. However, there are some cons to it, like your pay, home time, the kind of equipment you'll be driving on, and the quality of training can vary a lot, which is why choosing the right company to go with matters, which brings us to one of the best paid CDL training companies, which is Prime Inc. If you guys have ever heard of Prime Inc., you guys know they have quality training. They're one of the most well-known paid CDL training companies in the United States, especially for drivers interested in long-haul, over-the-road trucking. Now, here's their training structure. Prime offers company-sponsored CDL training at multiple terminals. So you'll start as a student, then upgrade through phases with a trainer before they send you out on your own. So Prime is really known for a few great things, including a longer training time. This allows you to get plenty of time behind the wheel of a truck so you are confident when you're out there all alone. They also have a strong focus on safety, which is more important now than it ever has been before. And they also have a very detailed backing and trip planning instruction program, which is great if you're a brand new driver. Now, you are paid during training. However, the pay is pretty low starting out, but once you upgrade, the pay increases significantly on the road. Now, they have an excellent training reputation. They have brand new equipment for most of their new drivers, and they have a very strong reefer division as well, which will pay you more than dry van. However, this is a long training timeline, so if you're looking to get behind the truck fast and start making as much money as possible in the quickest way, this program probably isn't for you. And remember, the on-the-road lifestyle isn't for everybody, and there is a contract commitment as well. But these are best for brand new drivers who want thorough training, who are okay staying out weeks at a time, and want long-term earning potential. Now, next up, we have Swift Transportation. These guys have been around forever, and they are one of the largest trucking companies in North America. They operate multiple CDL academies across the country as well. Now, Swift's CDL Academy is very fast-paced, but it has great structure to it. You'll train at a Swift school, earn your CDL, and then transfer to on-the-road training. Now, you're paid during training, it varies, it's usually on the lower end, around $600 to $800 a week, but your tuition is covered as long as you complete your contract. Now, one of the good things about Swift is they have a ton of training locations, so you don't have to travel too far to get paid CDL training. They also have lots of freight. They have gigantic contracts with a ton of companies, so you're going to get consistent miles with Swift Transportation, and this is great for getting experience very quickly. However, this company does have a very large company feel. The training quality can really vary by location just because there's so many of them, so not everybody gets trained the same. And the starting pay is average to below average at best. But this is great for drivers who want a quick entry into getting their CDL and making money as fast as possible. You also want flexibility on what training location you can go to, and you want plenty of work to stay on the road. Now, this brings us to our next paid CDL training company, CR England. CR England has been training new drivers for decades and specializes heavily in refrigerated freight. Now, their training includes a classroom instruction, yard practice, and over-the-road training. So you're going to be spending a lot of time doing team driving early on with this kind of company, and so you can move on solo. Now, their training pay is very modest at first, but it increases as you progress. Now, this company has a very strong entry-level focus. They also have a ton of reefer freight, which is very steady work across the country, and they have a lot of terminals nationwide because they've been training new CDL drivers forever. Now, one of the bad things is like I said, team driving is going to be required early on. So you have to be okay with sharing a truck with somebody who you don't necessarily know. And their pay structure is really kind of confusing. And plus their contract is super strict. But this is great for people who are comfortable with team driving and want consistent reefer freight. Now, next up, we have Schneider National. Schneider is known for professional training, safety, and structured operations. So Schneider offers paid CDL training through approved schools. So once you get through that approved school, they will bring you to company orientation and road training. So paid training with tuition reimbursement is tied to your contract completion as well. But Schneider has a really strong safety culture. They have lots of dedicated and regional options, and it's a very predictable operation, in my opinion. Now, one of the bad things is they do have very conservative driving policies, and their pay is very steady, but it's not the best, and there's very low flexibility for new drivers. Pretty much whatever they tell you to do, you are going to do. Now, this is great for drivers who value structure, safety, and a very predictable route. And then next up, we have Roll Transport. Roll is one of the most respected paid CDL training programs in the industry. So Roll has something called Get Your CDL program, and this is detail and safety focused with multiple career paths afterwards. Now, you're paid during training, and tuition is actually forgiven over time with the company. But this is great because this company has an excellent safety record. They also offer flatbed, dry van, and more dedicated options, so there's a lot of flexibility. And there is great home time with this company as well. Now, one of the bad things is everything moves at a slower pace with this company, so this is not good if you're an impatient person. And they also have very strong rule enforcement, so you have to be flexible in that aspect as well. But this is great for drivers who want long-term stability and plenty of career options starting out. So those are the top 5 paid CDL training companies in 2026. Now, before choosing any CDL training company, ask yourself, can I commit to 9 to 12 months with one company? And are you okay with on-the-road, regional, and even team driving? And do you understand the contract terms? Make sure you guys read that contract before you sign up with one of these companies. And is training quality or more important than fast money? You have to make that decision for yourself. But just remember, leaving early can cost you thousands of dollars, and completing your contract gives you leverage everywhere else as well to move on to a higher paying job. But also, common mistakes that new drivers make when they're choosing one of these paid CDL training programs is they're choosing based on advertisement, not on their own research. So you see these flashy ads everywhere for paid training, all these promises. Make sure to do your research before you sign up with one of these companies. And also, not reading the contract. Make sure you guys take some time to read that contract and know what you're getting yourself into. And also, a lot of people underestimate the time away from home. You could be out for like 3 weeks at a time, be home for 2 days, and then be right back at it. So make sure you understand that before you start these companies. And also, you can't expect top tier pay in your first year. I know, guys, everybody wants to make as much money as they possibly can, but you're not going to get it the first year with one of these companies. Now, paid CDL training, remember, it's just a starting point. It's not the finish line. So just to wrap it all up, remember, paid CDL training companies are a powerful way to enter trucking without upfront tuition and debt, but they require commitment and patience. So a lot of companies focus on speed, some on safety, other on long-term careers, but the best company is the one that matches your goals, your lifestyle, and your learning style as well. So if this video was helpful to you, make sure to hit that like button and check out my form down below if you're looking to get in touch with a CDL training program. Also, let me know down below, which company are you guys considering and what is the biggest question you have about CDL training? I would love to answer any of these questions you may have. Remember to hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.